ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another edition of Healthy Tech Talk. Uncle Ricky Radio coming at you. We're doing this podcast, and I've got to tell you, the reason I'm dressed up in my coveralls and heavy-duty work shirt is because we're going to take a trip over to Bakerview Eco Dairy. And let me tell you something. I have been on a lot of farms. When I was a young boy, we either lived next to or lived on dairy farms almost my entire life. When I was a small little guy, we lived next to a farmer. He had Jersey cows, and his name was George Thompson up in Mission. And I used to go up and fetch the milk and get the eggs and stuff and bring them down. And then later on in life, we lived across the railway tracks in Mission on Henry Peterson's farm, and he had a big dairy operation. When I was an adult, I trained to be herdsman for the second largest dairy farm in Alberta. So I know a little bit about dairy farms. I was taught how, if you don't take care of your animals, that's the most important thing on a dairy farm. You must take care of your animals and your equipment, and farmers they just do it all. If something breaks, they don't call somebody, they just fix it themselves. But I've got to show you Bakerview Eco Dairy. It is probably the most technologically advanced farm in North America. I don't think you're going to find anywhere. And by the way, they're setting up webcams so you can watch how the robot, get this, how the robot milks the cow. Yeah, it's robotic. And they don't come in all at once off the pasture. They come in whenever they feel like it. This is just such a fascinating study of high-tech and on a farm, high-tech and low-tech combined. They've just done a stellar job. They were so professional and so nice, and they have guided tours. I would encourage you to take the kids and go down to Bakerview Eco Dairy and just spend an afternoon. They've got a beautiful deli. They've got a retail store across the way. It is just right beside Costco on the Sumas exit as you're heading toward the USA border. Check them out. They are fantastic. I'm going to give you a little bit of a running narration, and I took a high-def video camera in there. And, well, let's take a look at the farm. You're going to be so impressed. Thanks for coming back, folks, to Healthy Tech Talk. We'll see you again. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, folks, here we are at the Bakerview Eco Dairy next to Costco on the Sumas exit in Abbotsford, BC, Canada. One of the most sophisticated and technologically advanced dairies in North America. Here's an example of what the cows sleep on. A little bit of a cut-down version, of course, but they've got a little sample there you can stand on and see how much cushion they do. Also, that rubber bumper at the front there, at the left-hand side, keeps their neck and head in a specific position. So it's very healthy for the cows as well. The roof is made from reclaimed pine beetle board. A lot of people think that after the pine beetle has had their way with the wood, that you can't use it anymore. But Bakerview Eco Dairy goes out of its way to use as much reclaimed and eco-friendly material as they can. Now here's the guide. My wife is talking, so let's go take a look and see what trouble we can get into. Let's go over here and take a look. No way. Avalon Dairy Theater? Well, let's head on in. A dairy theater. A theater in a dairy. I'm in. Where's the popcorn? This is a great place to get educated about where milk comes from and how this particular dairy does it a little differently. Here's another shot with the lights on. Very beautiful theater. They've got surround sound speakers all throughout this place. They've got a fantastic projector. And you know what? Very, very comfortable. I think this is just a phenomenal way to teach people about dairy products and how technology can also be a good thing when it comes to farming. No matter where you go in this dairy, you have storyboards and you have the most professional guides I have ever seen. They explain every little detail. They answer all your questions. Here's a look at the cattle. And with the hay down there, and take a look here. We've got, let's see, we've got grass silage, corn silage, barley. We've got, what's that? A little bit too fast for me, fruit, and canola meal. So this is probably what they feed the cattle. And if I was a cow, I would want to sign up for this high-tech barn. Again, another storyboard. It explains the feed stall system and the water trough. Here's another angle from the cows. Now here's a cow that I got a little friendly with. He wanted to come over and investigate. Check out the humans. See what's going on. All these animals are extremely well taken care of. Nope, doesn't want to have anything to do with me now. Another shot. See that yellow brush on the far end? Well, that is I'll explain a little bit further in the narration. That brush, cow goes over and pushes it, and it starts to rotate to brush the cow. Very high-tech indeed. Now, I'll read from you a little bit from the storyboard. See, there's that brush again, the cow brush. Grooming is part of the cow's natural behavior. Our mechanical cow brush makes it easier for cows to groom themselves. They also use induction lighting. The Eco Dairy uses efficient lighting with bulbs that last 18 to 20 years. Good for them. Rubber flooring. Rubber flooring is made from recycled rubber. It is soft and easy on the cow's hooves. And get this, if the cows are too hot, they have fans and misters that is completely controlled by computers. So they mist down the animals if they get too hot. Just absolutely fantastic system. In a moment, I'll show you some of the computer controls. And there's some of their computer control information systems. They have spent a lot of money to bring first-class education to the public. Now, here's the milk storage tank. And in a moment, we will go to the observation bin. Again, another storyboard. And it says here, well, I don't know if you know this or not, but did you know in Canada it is illegal to give cows bovine growth hormone? In a lot of countries, they still do. And it tells you how they keep the records and the milk quality control on this particular dairy. Let's head into the observation room. It is a little bit less formal than the theater room, and it's got benches where you can watch. See the lighting in the benches and things. Now, here's an interesting thing. They're going to have webcams in the future, and that was one of their big screen TVs. Here is the room where the robot actually gets to milk the cow. And there's the guide explaining exactly the procedure of what's going on, or what's about to go on. Now, there wasn't a cow in the stanchion when we were there, so but in the future, you'll be able to see the cows being milked by webcam. Here's a shot of a big screen TV and one of their webcams. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. You've got to check it out. It is one of the best places I've ever seen. Oh, but before we go, I've got to show you the other side. Check out their retail store, too. They have fresh milk, cheese, butter, eggs. They just have a wonderful little store, and they make the most delicious gourmet sandwiches that you can get your hands on. Take a look at this. Here's the back 40, where they've got some tables and chairs, and here's my sandwich. They put your name on it. You fill out a sandwich board, and they handcraft that. So let's take a look at this gourmet delight. This is a clubhouse sandwich. Oh, this is one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. Look at that. Ham, turkey. You see that red in there? That is cranberry sauce. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.